A statement by the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Rep. Femi Bajabiamila, at the public hearing on a bill for an act to repeal the Public Enterprises, Privatisation and Commercialization 1999 Act, Cap P38 Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and enact the Public Asset Reform Bill 2021 for improved efficiency and management of public assets in Nigeria and for related matters, HB 1470. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to the House of Representatives. I thank you all for taking the time to be here to participate in this effort by the House of Representatives to give thorough consideration to all that proposes to make significant changes to the way we manage public assets in our country. At a time when our country is struggling with significant revenue challenges, it is of utmost importance for us to think critically and act decisively to ensure that we have in place a legal framework for privatization and public-private partnerships that allow us to collaborate with the private sector to meet our national public infrastructure demands, and at the same time make sure that we maximize the value potential of existing assets. The Chairman, honorable members, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Committee on Privatization and Commercialization have worked hard to advance this bill through our legislative process, and I commend them for their very commitment to the delivery of this very important amendment bill. Now, the stakeholders here present have the opportunity and the obligation to work with the committee members to actualize the noble aspirations and underpin these legislative proposals. And I am therefore confident that your joint efforts will yield positive outcomes. On this note, therefore, honorable colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, I stand on behalf of the Right Honorable Speaker, Honorable Femi Bajabiamila, and have the singular privilege to declare this public hearing open to the glory of God. I thank you all most sincerely for your efforts and wish you fruitful deliberations. Thank you. Mr. Chairman, let me take a little time off after the presentation of the Speaker's speech. I think I have a moral responsibility and a duty to honestly and very candid enough say that on behalf of the leadership of the House of Representatives that is led by Right Honorable Femi Bajabiamila, that I appreciate and commend the kind of turnout I have witnessed or I have seen in this public hearing. I have to say so because we have witnessed in the past so many cases where you invite honorable ministers or agencies of head of agencies of government. Sometimes they don't turn out, or they send lower officials of government to come and engage with the people of Nigeria. Whoever is coming or invited to come to the National Assembly is not coming to engage with Ado Dogwa as an individual or person. And no one of you or any one of them out there is invited here to engage Makama Ibrahim from Misau. Every good Samaritan of this country, especially those of you in public service, and those of you who are specially appointed by the government through a democratic process that we all labored for, must have to have respect for this institution. Situations where we have had in the past ministers, agencies of government invited to come and engage with the parliament and they turn us down is quite unfortunate, and we will never let that thing continue henceforth. I know the nature of commitment, and I know the nature and schedules of the ministry Fashola is heading, Ministry of Works, which is of course the backbone and the key ministry that is delivering the programs and policies of the Buhari administration. I wouldn't be surprised if Fashola will have to attend to several sites in the country, perhaps 3-4 times in a day. But still, you have Fashola seated here, respecting the institution of the legislature. I have no business to commend him if he had done otherwise. Not only Fashola, the permanent secretary is seated, Babangida is there. And I believe so many other officials, senior officials of that ministry are here for this very big business that is intended and aimed to improve the lives and livelihood of our people. When we have laws to make, the assumption is that we are not as perfect as maybe others think. No member of the House of Representatives, even the Speaker, assumes monopoly of knowledge. We don't assume that I was elected 7 times from my constituency right from 1992 because I'm the most intelligent person in Tudunwadaodugu constituency. No. It was just the will of God, perhaps coincidental. So the idea is that we would like to engage members of the public, engage officials of government, so that we can quietly, through legislative process, tap and benefit from your respective intelligence and experiences. So that at the end, when we are coming up with legislation and laws, we come with the finest set of laws that will benefit our people, and laws that can even compete with other legislation outside Nigeria. So coming to engage with members of the House of Reps or Senate in the National Assembly is a national service. It is a national service, and everyone must have cause to respect that. Look at the president of the Nigeria, what do you call, am I right? Labour Union. Labour Congress. Look at him seated. They all came even before the representative of the speaker came. And I also have to apologize. I had to rush from Kano to catch up with the first flight, get to Abuja here, and from the airport straight to this place to be able to deliver on the mandate and the directive of my principal, the Speaker of the House of Representatives. I'm glad I met everyone, virtually everyone that was invited to come up for this program or for this public hearing is here seated, respecting the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And I can believe you that the National Assembly, the national anthem we have just sung, that the labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. It is out of reality, and it is deep in your mind. It's not just for singing sake. And I therefore urge every other minister out there, every other head of a government agency out there, to emulate what I'm seeing through this public hearing engagement, because whoever does not do that is not a disrespect to our own persons respectively. It is a disrespect to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the institution of Nigeria's legislature, which is in this case the National Assembly. Let me once again apologize that I've come a little late. I had to come from Kano, first flight, from Abuja airport, a lot of traffic. I took a lot of time before I came here. I apologize for coming late by 15 minutes. And like I've told Fashola, when I was in Kano, as someone with 4 wives, you know, I have to do ward round, like a medical doctor. I had to do ward round to make sure everything is in order before I left my 4 wives in Kano. I thank you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.